Hello and good day. Good afternoon and good to have you back. Yeah, you probably guessed I am not at the farm. Some things don't really need an explanation. I didn't have dinner. We were meant to have dinner, but he and I enjoy each other's company so much. We just sat here on this aft deck and talked. He had a glass of wine or two, and I had a cup of coffee or two. This video was about the older generation, and I'm talking about the one before me. And I want everybody to really understand that they're a different generation. Even the ones that are just 10 years older than I am, 10, 15, 20 years older than I am. They lived in a different era, in a different time. And I would, to some degree, obviously say that I'm a little bit more forward seeing and looking than most people even my age. He and I have been friends for 15 years. I trust his opinion. He is one of the most intelligent, calculated, thoughtful people. He's raised 4 daughters. You can imagine what that'll do to a man. He's humble. He's been a CEO of one of the largest top 10 companies in the world. Sorry, I got a little frog in my throat. I was telling him about Bitcoin in 2017 and cryptocurrencies and what crypto was going to do to the world and how it was going to change everything, and how I was so rambunctious about it back then, 8 years ago now. And he laughed and smiled a lot back then, and he's not laughing anymore. It's changed. Everything's changed. The system is changing. People are changing. And I wrote some notes here that I really want to go over after hearing his perspective and hearing what it is that you and I know that he couldn't see coming, that they thought they could suppress, and they thought it was going to be like every other thing that ever came along, and like technology, or the internet really didn't change their banking future. Internet didn't change money for them. Internet came into their security and advanced their lives in many different ways, but it didn't reroute money and monetary systems the way we kept telling them in the early days that this would happen. The likes of XRPs and XLMs and Bitcoins and Cardanos were going to change the way, not just the way money is used around this world, how people see it. And when you realize that, yeah, it was okay that we had ledgers, and we had ledgers online, and anybody could pull up a spreadsheet, and you would have a spreadsheet of information, and that's what the internet really gave us. Where crypto came along is it gave us a spreadsheet that nobody could refute. You can't just change the numbers or create a new one. Or just, that's your spreadsheet, I've got my spreadsheet. Sort of like the media today, right? They only give you half the answers, and they don't really tell you what's really happening because they have their own spreadsheet. What crypto did is it defined all of that, and it said, well, here's this spreadsheet. And go ahead here, Mr. 80-year-old guy, deal with this, because this is real. And you can't change it. You can't corrupt it. You can't throw an army at it. You cannot bribe the CEO. There is no CEO of it. it's stable, it's secure, it's never been hacked. And you can't change the numbers on it. You can't pretend that the numbers aren't real on it, because every 10 minutes it proves itself again and again and again and again for 16 straight years. And no longer can you say, oh, well, the government will never let that happen. And then when financial men, the likes of he actually invests in, come out the other day and say that everybody should have at least, even if you're conservative, a 10% of your portfolio in crypto, do you understand what that means to people of that generation? Everything they've ever done was about Wall Street. Put my money in Wall Street. Put my money in real estate. Wall Street, real estate. Wall Street, real estate. What's the next tech company? What's the next tech company? I need to invest in the best tech company. Okay, let's make sure we get into Amazon. Let's get into Google. Let's make sure we got enough Apple. Everything was cruising along. Okay, that sounds great. That sounds good. Then this thing comes along called crypto, and they're like, well, my broker doesn't care anything for that. He doesn't know the first thing about it, Alan. So it must be bad. That generation was sold a lie about what it really was. Now, I know who sold them the lie as well as you do, the banking cartel. Banking, which is really what this video is about. I'm sorry, this video may run a little long. Probably bored you already. These people believed the system would never lie to them. These people went across oceans to fight wars for the system. And that system slowly became more and more and more corrupt, and obviously corrupted the dollar in which they've saved their entire life savings into. And the diminishment of the value of that dollar is irrefutable. They're at a place now where they can no longer deny that. Their kids are coming to them and saying, well, Dad, how am I supposed to do, how'd you guys do this? And their strategy and their game plan back the way they did it doesn't work today. It like, well, just do the right thing, honey. No, that's not going to work today. There's no honesty in fiat. It's fully corrupted. And now this man, I blame most of it on overseas people. Obviously, the three-letter agencies in this country involved, military, industrial. All of these people have had a different agenda than honesty and money, clearly. But that generation always believed that they would do the right thing and it would all work out. That's not what's happening now. So really, I wrote down some notes that I really went over with him, and I have to say this because he was very complimentary to me. He said, Alan, I've seen you shine over the years, and I've seen you progress. And not only are you a member of our great family here, you're a man of honesty and integrity. And you know, coming from a man of his caliber and that generation, that means a lot to me. I don't live to please others in that way, obviously, but I'm just doing the best I can here, right? But I've always been a bit of a bird dog when it comes to innovation and where we're headed and where the puck's going. I got a little Wayne Gretzky in me, you know what I'm talking about? I like, where's the puck headed? Because that's where I want to be on the ice. And seeing the big picture and not listening to the narrative. What's the narrative telling you? You better do this, and you better buy Ethereum, or you better buy this one, or you better buy that one. It's like, no, I don't like what. I got to work the math out. I got to sort it all out. That's what really, really, really brought me from only being into Bitcoin and 5 or 6 or 10 other coins into all the ISO coins many years ago now. I have five years ago at least. Because I listened to the narrative, everybody telling, oh, it's a banker's coin. Well, yeah, the bankers, that's where the money is, right? I forgot the famous robber's name. Well, why do you rob banks? Well, that's where the money is, right? Like, yeah. So back to his compliment of me. That's not why I do this. But it is one of those things that I want to share with all of you, because all of you are in the same boat that I'm in. See, I know what I don't know, right? People see you as what you're this wealth of information, Alan, and you've got this all figured out, and wow, you've got all the pieces to put all together, and you're just gonna tiptoe through life, and you've got it all figured. No. See, that's not what I am, and I'm not your guru, and I'm not your financial mind or conscience or anything. I'm figuring this out with you. But occasionally somebody comes along who doesn't know a lot about crypto and doesn't know a lot about the global banking system, and you spend 2 or 3 hours with them, and they reflect on who's sitting with them, just like somebody would be sitting with you. This is right before the 4th of July if you're an American. You're going to be sitting in front of other people, and you're going to be talking about crypto, because this is who you are and what you do. And they're going to look upon you, the ones that'll listen, and they're going to look upon you as knowing a lot. We don't know a lot. I study this stuff every day, all day long, and I don't know enough. It was a kind compliment from a great man that I have a high regard and a lot of respect for. But remember, we know what we don't know, right? I know the holes in my game. I know that the weakness in my game. That's why those are the places that I try to strengthen. I went over some great, you know how sometimes shows just kind of come to you? Well, you know, you guys don't do shows. Conversations just kind of come to you about what you're talking about, in particular crypto or the banking and how it's all going to work, and how bonds and the network and the interest rates are all going to fit together. And when you put the whole puzzle together, it's being downloaded to me. It's not necessarily like, oh wow, I studied that for 8 hours and memorized it, each piece of paper that I wrote. No, it's being downloaded to you because you're accepting of it, you're willing to absorb it, you're willing to listen to God's love, light, energy, whatever it is you honestly believe in. And it's being downloaded to you. In that sense, I thought immediately upon that conversation, I better write some stuff down. And I wrote some stuff down. I don't normally read what I write out loud to you, but there's some interesting notes here that a lot of it's so true and so important, and I'm going to go ahead and read them because they're really important. When I got these inspirations, it clicked for him. And this is a man that does not believe in crypto, and he doesn't believe in any of it. And he's a high-level understanding of banking individual. That's really his forte. Anyway, I'm going to read a few of these things, and I just want you to resonate with how far we've come globally in the world and where we're at and where this whole thing is headed. All right. And I'm sorry for the long introduction or whatever that was. I really don't know. Okay. We were discussing Jay Powell. And my big point was, it's bigger than interest rates. Jay Powell is of the old system. Jay Powell is defending the old system. The freedom of money has to be released. The control of using this money as control over all mankind it must stop. It has to end. This is not freedom. A man should never have to ask for permission to do something with his own money and pretend that he's free. Who are they to ask what you did with every expenditure over the value of $600? That's not freedom. There's nothing about that that even reminds any of us about freedom. And I like to remind people that people go across oceans to go to war with people over freedoms. And I'm not allowed to spend my money on whatever that I already pay taxes on whatever I want to do it with. That's what crypto means to me. That's what crypto is. I don't care what Jay Powell thinks. I don't care what President Trump thinks. Crypto's my money, and I'll spend it however, wherever, whenever I feel like spending it on whatever I want to spend it on. And they don't have a choice in that matter. That's coming to us. And the earning of all that money on these interest rates and staking, I don't know if you've heard, long before we're going to get an ETF, we're going to be able to stake our coins, particularly XRP and Solana. They cannot stifle innovation. You know, you can do a lot of things to mankind, but innovation cannot be suppressed. It can't be stifled. It won't be stopped. It can't be. It's not a matter of would you like it to be? Is it in the government's best interest? It would really work well if banking didn't do that, or we didn't allow the people these privileges over their own money. Sorry about the frog in my throat. Innovation is freedom. You and I understand that. Frankly, it's insulting for somebody and government to get up there and say that, oh, well, we are going to decide where we're going to spend all of this money. Or even more insulting is somebody in Davos who's not even an elected official who says, oh, we're just going to go ahead and take all of your savings, Europeans, and we're going to spend it and invest it in the way we choose, in particular in weapons and building an army to, fight wars that, I don't know, kill all the youth. Like, I don't understand that. That's not freedom. It's bigger than elections. You know what I mean? It's far bigger than an election. I'm sorry that we slowly boiled in this pot of hot water as a frog. But every now and then you have to make a video like this. Just wake up. Wake up, older generation, younger generation. And I know the younger generation believes that socialism is the big answer. Oh, well, all the rich people get all the money, so let's just take all their money and give it to all the little people, and we can all be on an even playing field. That's never worked in the history of mankind. That simply gives government even more control than ever before. Doesn't work. This leads me to a point here. This choke point 2.0 thing that is being exposed, unfortunately, is being written into these new laws. Don't get me started on that. It's very frustrating to me. We haven't figured out exactly what we're going to do with a lot of these new laws and rules with this crypto, and we're writing these blanket statements across what is law and what is not law with something that should never even have a legal brief involved with it. It's crypto. It's a wallet. It's your value. It's yours. That's what the law should say. It should say that on the wall. And I can spend it however I choose, anywhere I choose in the world. That's it. 4 lines, done. That's the law on crypto. Period. Sort of like the 10 commandments. You get the 4 commandments. It's mine, nobody else's, none of your business. He really understood that one last night. He was like, wow. That's revolutionary. Like, yeah. This is a big one that a lot of people get this one wrong. I want everybody to remind themselves why Tether was invented. Tether was invented for one particular reason. Do y'all know what that reason is now? Well, back then you didn't understand it. Tether, the inventor of Tether, still the CEO of the company, invented it because he was tired of the man, the system, and the banking cartel closing down his account every time he wanted to purchase crypto. You know that's how it came to be, right? He said, well, let us, again, none of your business what I'm buying or where I'm buying it or who I'm buying it from, but I'm buying crypto. Oh, well, you can't do that. I'm talking way back in the day. So he created a stablecoin. And then the entire world came after him and Tether. I just want you to think about that. Who came after him? Why did he create the coin? What is that coin going to do to the future of, in particular, the man I remind you earlier, Jay Powell's little business venture? What is stablecoins going to obliterate? Central banking systems. Who are the 9 countries in the world that don't have central banking systems? Oh, that's right, the 9 countries that the rest of the world think are the boogeyman. So when the central bankers don't like you, are you a bad guy? I want you all to really wrap your head around that one for a while, because I'm tired of people telling me that Tether is their problem. The other one I hear a lot that really fries me is, oh, well, as soon as Tether goes under, Bitcoin is going to go under. Well, why? I always ask that question. Well, why do you say that? Other than the fact that you're parroting someone else has told you that. And it, well, 70%, almost 65% of all the Tether transactions is Bitcoin. Yeah. Now you sound really kind of not so smart, right? 65% of circles, USDC, DT, all of them. 65% of all crypto transactions are Bitcoin. Whether it's dollars or yen or stable coins, you know that, right? Yet they twisted that on you and told you that, oh, well, all they buy is Bitcoin. Now they buy 65% of every Tether is a Bitcoin. Yeah, you're right. That's a fact. That's math. It's not favoritism. Anyway, it's one that drives me crazy, and people still pound me on it. And if you don't like Tether, that's fine. RLUSD is great too. I love it. It's going to be fantastic. I hope it all works out. This idea that people think that they have freedom, this was an amazing one to listen to a man tell me that he thinks that nobody's following him in his bank account. Really? You really believe that? They're tracing every single penny that you do anything with and have been doing for your whole life. So when I hear people tell me, oh, well, CBDCs, they're terrible because they're going to be, what, any different than what's happening now? Yeah, they could shut them off, and yeah, they could put a time limit on them, and yeah, I don't like them either, and yeah, I hope that they never come to be. But I will tell you, if you think that you have freedom in your bank account today, you're way better off with a stable coin than you are a Bank of America account. This is a tough one for me. What's about to happen is people are about to experience the freedom of money. And that's the Stablecoin Act. I've heard people tell me 10x. Stablecoins are going to 10x. They're going to go to 2 trillion. No, they're not. They're going to go to 20 trillion, not 2 trillion. There's going to be money flying around the face of this planet, floating around this planet. And all these people that have been telling me for I don't know how long, have you heard that we're in a recession, we're going into a recession, and the recession's coming. And you know, buy cat food and dig a basement, and you know, buy weapons and you know, get cash and pile it in your basement. And how long have you been hearing that? And where are we? Are we in a recession? Do you know what this stable coin, do you know what that money is about to do to this economy? And they're like, well, it's not real money. And none of it's real money. None of it's real money. All of it is created when you demand it. I gotta get off my high horse here today. I don't know what I thought I was gonna do with this video. I just want to really paint the picture of the people that controlled money are losing. The people, I don't know, London, New York, and Hong Kong, who thought they had control of our purses and wallets, are losing. They're losing the interest rates. They're losing the value of money. They've obliterated it. They've abused it. It's now coming back to haunt them. Crypto is money. Gold is money. Your labor is money. That's where we're at. Stable coins is going to be money. It's going to be currency anyway. That's where we're at. And they can't stop it. Doesn't matter how much money they print. Do you know how much money we need? Is every man, woman, and child wealthy? That's how much money we need. These people who tell you about scarcity, please stop. Please stop. Stop with that. Do you have enough money? Well, then some more of it floating around your neighborhood would be fun, right? The velocity of money that I talk about all the time. Wouldn't that be great to have around, just a little bit more velocity in your neighborhood and just coming around and say, well, look at the bank down the street created a stable coin and look, they're just issuing money around. And you think that's going to slow the economy? That accountability thing with that $37 trillion that we don't even know really who we owe to, like it's never been audited. We don't even know what the books are. Who do we owe that $37 trillion to? And not only who, but like, why don't we get to see the books? Why is it, you know, crypto can, I don't know, do an audit every 10 minutes? See, all of these are answers that the previous generation doesn't have that you and I have now. We have the answers to that. Well, here's the books. Here's how much gold there is in the world. Here's how much top 10 coins there are in the world. And there's no making more of them. So, deal with it. That's real. That's real. That's money. Gets audited every 10 minutes. Next block. Deal with it, because this is where we're headed. Good luck with that. That's what we're going to do. The US dollar's last chance is, and I'm making a longer video because I'm not doing a video tomorrow night, Thursday night. It's going to be crazy. I won't be doing a Thursday night show. I don't think. I might do something short. But money is evolving. The evolution of money is here today. It's happening now. You and I are a big part of this. It's been your faith and your belief and your knowledge and your knowing that XRP is the future of transactional money. That's how we got here. That's such an incredible place and time to be alive. We're at the brink of global money. Not this government has that picture with those letters on it, and this country over here has a different picture, and there's this plastic with a little see-through emblem on it. And every country has a different. How can it be legitimate if every country has a different picture on it? You ever ask yourself that? With a different valuation? Shouldn't money just be money? That was the one thing he really understood last night. He's like, yeah, money should just be money, right? Like gold is just gold. It doesn't matter if gold's in Singapore or in the US. Yeah, it might be a slightly different price, but not really. He got that. And he said, you can do that with this technology. I said, yeah, we are doing that. We're doing that. It's been doing that. And the value of all things is being sucked in like a vacuum into it. It's obtaining the valuations of all things of this planet. And I don't know which coins. I'm putting a lot of money on the two horses I love, which is Bitcoin and XRP, for completely different reasons. You can put your little comments down as to which one you believe is a better coin. I get it. Not financial advice, but both of those coins are going to be really close to the winner's circle in this man's opinion. I need to get out of here. This video has been quite long. Not a lot of boats going by today, but you know, hey, we're out here and it's beautiful. And 4th of July is coming. I think today is the 1st. I don't know, something like that. I'm putting the boat together. I've been working all day on it. I'll be working on it all day tomorrow. I'm going to be on Anchor. Let's see, for the night before the 4th is Thursday. So again, I probably won't do much of a video. I probably will do something fun during the 4th of July when I have guests aboard, and I'll share yet another 4th of July with you guys. So with that, I just want to share some notes and some perspective of this baby boomer trying to teach an older baby boomer about how money has evolved and how they don't have any choice in the matter, and Jay Powell doesn't have any choice in the matter because he's only around till May at best, and what he's doing right now doesn't matter. He thinks he's holding the whole fort up, and he thinks he's doing money. He has power over money. They never had power over money. You gave them the power over the money. You spiritually gave them your efforts and your power. But honestly, they never had power over you and I, or the value of anything. They just told you they did. All right, guys, I hope you guys got something from that. You know I love you all very much, and with that, I am out. Yeah, please be safe out there. It's going to be a crazy weekend. Crazy week, for that matter. Be safe. Drink safely. Please, if you drink, enjoy every sip. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your life. Take care of the kids. And be well. And enjoy yourself. Because that's what it's all about. Let's not take any of this too serious. They can't stop this train. As Miss Lynn Alden would say, they can't stop this train. Love you all.